Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go. Welcome into the PHNX Rising Podcast. It's your boys. I am Max Simpson, and I'm joined by a man who is just days away from the home opener, from the stadium opener.
We're all just days away from the stadium opener, Max.
My guy cannot even let me get through the intro without saying something. It is, of course, the one, the only, the man who did not drink copious amounts of beers before our Tuesday show in respect for Jackson Conway, even though the Welsh pulled off a very nice win. Mr. Owen Evans.
Yeah, in case you didn't know from the fact that I hid the hat in behind.
You did try to hide the hat in behind.
Indeed, you did on Tuesday. But yeah, it's good. Like, I mean, I may not. I'm excited. I'm excited about the game coming up on Saturday. Not quite as exciting maybe as Max might be.
Right.
Michael kind of wants you to cover your face again by the looks of the chat here.
Put it back up.
Put it back up.
Gotcha, fam.
We all think it's much better in front of his face.
Yeah, because they want to see the nice pennant. They want to see the nice pennant. That's what we're talking about here, right?
Clinging onto his last little shred of sanity.
Boy.
It's our producer Jacob.
All right, tough crowd already. I would expect nothing less. Appreciate you, Mikey. How you doing, my guy? We got a lot of stuff to get into today. It's just exciting, man. We're definitely going to talk about building up the hype and everything, going into Rising's home opener, stadium opener, everything like that. But first, we got to look at the opponent because it's very, very kind of not your everyday situation where we talked about it a bit with Jackson Conway, and he expressed it a bit that you don't get redemption against an opponent who just beat you this soon in the season. And yes, Rising had a game off last week, 2 weeks in between games against Loyal. But Owen, kind of looking at that Loyal game, I know we've talked about it a bit. In retrospect, how should the team be feeling going into this match?
It's interesting. I think that, look, it's been said, and we've said it multiple times now after the game against Loyal on the Tuesday after that game. And now, again, we're going to say it one more time. That scoreline was not indicative of the performance that was out there on the field. However, PHNX Rising probably did deserve to lose that game, just not by the scoreline they lost it. Worth noting, San Diego has not won another game this season by anything near that scoreline. They're just not scoring goals, apart from against PHNX Rising, apparently.
Sure.
They got one against Detroit. Sacramento held them to a clean sheet. Their games aren't really high-scoring affairs, and I think that's something about how San Diego play. They were very patient against PHNX Rising. They were very willing to let Rising have a decent amount of the ball, and they were catching them in some, I think some really dangerous, moments sometimes. There were only a few of them, really, where they really caught Rising in those dangerous moments, but when they did, I mean, you saw Evan Conway's goal in the first half. Painful.
Yeah.
Painful. When you give the ball away in that kind of position, Crutzen, I believe it was, gave the ball away there, and within a few seconds, you've got that shot on goal, and there's not much you can do about it. But yeah, their style of play isn't really. I mean, we've seen teams in the past kind of pack in the box against San Diego. They let San Diego possess more of the ball. San Diego seems to be kind of, I don't want to say it's negative because it's not. That's not how they're playing at all. They're not negative in, say, a San Antonio are quite a direct negative, you could argue, team. And it's very, very successful for them. I mean, they won the league last year.
Yeah.
But San Diego at the same time, I think, and look, we'll delve into some of the stats shortly, but as a team, they're a team that do like to invite some pressure. It's just that they hold quite strong against that pressure and don't give away particularly good chances, even if they'll give you a couple of them.
100%. Well, and we were even talking a bit before we went live here today that even in the quality of chances that Rising's opponents are facing, they're getting a little bit cleaner looks as opposed to Loyal's opponents, if memory stirs me correctly.
It's... I mean, when you're looking at what Loyal have done, I mean, I'm comparing the different stats in terms of how teams are defensively. If you look at just the number of shots that San Diego Loyal face in the average game, I believe they are second per match in the entire league. If you break it down, the number of shots that they face, including blocks, you take blocks out of there, they drop down to fourth in the league. You know who'd actually be third in that one in terms of shots on or off target against them? If Loyal are fourth, who's in third?
Well, seriously, I think, would it be PHNX Rising?
It is PHNX Rising, actually. Yeah, but San Diego are blocking a decent number of shots.
Yeah.
And the shots that they're giving up aren't good shots in a lot of cases. We speak about it every so often, XG. For those of you who don't know what XG is, it's a more advanced metric. It assigns a value to each shot. It's kind of trying to say how many times out of a million is that going to hit the back of the net.
Like,
and
sir,
we give it
for
a decimal.
For example, if Jackson Conway's idol role model Harry Kane, great shout out by there. If he were to, let's say have a tap in, as some might say, or a penalty, it would be a higher XG than, a player who, is trying to shoot something from outside the box. No one cares about those wonder goals anyway.
Right. So a penalty is a perfect example, has an XG of 0.76.
Yes.
So the way we'd say that then is, okay, you're looking at it, you'd imagine 3/4 of the time that ball's hitting the back of the net.
Yes.
When you compare the XG against, San Diego has played a game more than PHNX Rising. They have conceded more shots than PHNX Rising. Again, we include all shots against, including shots that they ultimately block. San Diego has given up 44. They've faced 44 shots. PHNX Rising has faced 27.
Yep.
PHNX Rising has an XG against a 3.83. San Diego Loyal has an XG against a 3.69. So San Diego Loyal is expected to concede less goals than PHNX Rising. It's marginal, but despite the fact that they faced a substantial amount more shots. And I think that's kind of testament to what they've done. And it's something that kind of came up when I was chatting with Juan before the first San Diego game even. And we were talking about, well, Detroit got a few chances against them. And
right.
Juan's point was actually he thinks that maybe they're a bit more disciplined this year.
Okay.
They're not giving up as good a chance as you'd have historically gotten against this Loyal team. They're sticking to their defensive duties more resolutely. They're not. It's not so easy to find the score sheet against them, and therefore, yeah, that explains a lot of what you're seeing here. The XG against is pretty low given the number of shots involved. You will still get a couple. You'll still get a couple. They tend to be sometimes a little bit vulnerable to headers. A header goal, actually, for Sacramento. The only goal against for San Diego this season in that game against Sacramento on the weekend. But when you look at some of the other stuff, Rising have had chances, sure, in that game against them. A lot of them time, though, they were shooting in like traffic. They were trying to make something happen because they got up into the final third and didn't really have anything. Now, you can question, is that on PHNX Rising or is it on San Diego?
Right.
But the stats from the season as a whole would suggest that it's maybe a bit of both.
Definitely. Well, and it's interesting, right? Because we can tell certain ways that Rising can improve or play better or adjust their game plan based off of how they played the prior week. We don't have that luxury because they, again, like we mentioned, they did not play last week. Anything in San Diego's game against Sacramento, that stood out and anything we can take away from how they fared against them and maybe a way that Rising can take advantage?
It's interesting, isn't it? I thought it was a reasonably even game. I didn't think Sacramento stormed away with it. I think as a whole, though, it's tough. It's tough to know exactly what to take out of them. All of these are still very early season encounters. And we saw it with, San Diego managed to grind the results out at home. The first time they go on the road, they struggle a little bit, but I don't know. I personally, the thing that I'm taking more from is that last game against PHNX Rising. That's what I think is more interesting here, because if they were willing to allow Rising to cause a bit of, to try and establish their possession and just frustrate them in that sense, rather than trying to be this possession dominating side themselves. You have to imagine when they go away from home, you don't go in the opposite trend there. You don't go away from home and try and dictate the tempo of a game when you didn't dictate the tempo of the exact same game at home. You don't do that. If you're going to dictate the tempo anyway, you do it at home in front of your own fans. You don't do that on the road. And so, in a lot of ways, to me, what's interesting here is going to be how Rising try and pull their attack together, because I think they'll get a few chances. They've got to bury them.
They do.
They've got to bury them. And maybe the easiest thing is to just say, well, again, if Rising have a lot of possession, the key thing more is shoring up the defense a bit more.
Sure.
Right? I understand that, because I think if Rising don't give up that goal to Evan Conway early in the, not long before the break in the first half, I'm not sure how that result goes from there.
Sure.
Because I think that PHNX Rising could well have enough about them to hold on. I don't know. I mean, look, the other one that I'd note actually is Evan Conway. Can we shout the fact that Evan Conway for San Diego was scored in every game against PHNX Rising? He has played. That's 3 games he's played for San Diego Loyal against PHNX Rising. He's scored in every single one of them.
It's a thorn in the side, some might say.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It kind of, when you look at that Union Omaha team from 2021 that won USL League One, and the 2 big stars out of there coming out in Greg Hurst and Evan Conway, PHNX Rising go down the Greg Hurst route, ultimately have now sent him off to New Mexico. And see Evan Conway. Is Evan Conway, perhaps, would he have been the better option to go with? I mean, he seems to have Rising's number.
He does. Well, we'll see. It's gonna be interesting, especially with seeing how the defense looks. I mean, right, a couple of guys who are out on international duty coming back into the fold and everything like that. That's definitely going to be a factor into play. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm curious, and chat, please chime in. I'm always curious, right? This early in the season, they haven't had a ton of miles on their legs left. Perhaps the international break, something like that, could maybe throw off the rhythm a bit, especially when you're trying to grow into the season, especially after 2 tough results. Granted, the first one was a draw, but still, they would want to win out of that one. Chat, curious what you think. If you think the break, do you want the break? I'm of the fact, definitely don't want it this early in the season. And I'm going to take a guess. Probably wasn't super beneficial that team did not have a game to play last week.
Yeah, but at the same time, you look at the injury issues. You look at Rising having to get past that. You look at the fact that Kev Lambert would have been away had there been a game.
It's true.
In some ways, I think you can probably say that Rising wanted an opportunity to try and get healthy.
Okay.
An opportunity to not have to deal with international absences, something that have always been a little bit of thorn in the side for a team like Rising that have normally 1 or 2 internationals in there.
Okay.
And as Pat is saying, there's some stuff that needs working on, right? These first 2 weeks were not ideal.
Right.
Now, I will say that the Charleston Battery draw, especially now as you look at what they're doing since and the results they have gotten since, especially...
It's looking good.
That 3-0 win over Tampa Bay Rowdies.
That result's looking pretty nice right now.
You look at that and say, okay, that could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. But yeah, I mean, something needs to improve there a little bit. They need to get a little bit better at working it out of the back. They need to get a little bit better at creating chances once they get into the final third and creating good, high-quality chances. They need to get better at burying some of them as well. then yeah, that's one of the problems. Now, one thing actually, can I toss in an extra storyline actually?
Sure,
for this
hit me,
game?
please.
One that I think might be quite interesting. So the referee assignments came out on Tuesday.
Oh, here we go. Referee talk. I
PRO
love
assigning Elton Garcia to this Phoenix Rising versus San Diego Loyal game. Elton Garcia, of course, longtime USL referee, refereed in the Eastern Conference semi-final last year between Memphis and Tampa Bay. That wasn't the only playoff game he had last year. The other playoff game he had last year, San Diego Loyal versus Oakland Roots. Ooh. So the last time Elton Garcia saw San Diego Loyal, he sent off 3 Loyal players. They ended that match with 8 men.
Oh, dear gosh. Yeah.
So, just something to bear in mind.
Yeah, there you go.
And I mean, it's an intriguing one, right? Because some people are probably saying, oh, 3 players sent off. No, they all deserve to be sent off.
Okay.
Can we be clear? You can't go up as Thomas Among, who's no longer there, with San Diego did, and you get a yellow card and immediately walk up and poke someone in the face.
It's probably not
You're
great.
You're going to get a second yellow card.
Great.
There's no footage as to quite what happened on the second red card, but most accounts from there appear to be that someone was sucker punched. So, I mean, and then the third one for Stoneman, I think, was just a stupid decision making, really. But a lot of cards in that game. 9 yellows, 3 reds. And I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see them matching up again. I say matching up as Elton Garcia out there with San Diego Loyal. I don't know. I mean, San Diego's a team that sometimes I think can be a little bit emotionally immature.
Okay. Whoa.
I think that's been the
out.
case several times. I think that sometimes it's led by some somewhat emotionally immature behavior on the bench, actually. I think that Landon Donovan, I even think that Nate Miller as well has shown that sometimes, that they create a tone of aggression at times towards officials in particular, actually, that does lead to the team playing a bit close to the line sometimes. And hey, maybe you get a goal, get a second, maybe even at home. Could be a miracle. You never know.
Sure.
Maybe they'll do that. And you see how San Diego react to that. And especially with a referee that's willing to go to the pocket like Elton Garcia is. He's shown that historically. He's never one to shy away from getting the cards out.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting going back real quick to your point about how just because I'm seeing in the chat here, how the Charleston Battery result looks pretty favorable, because I'm following this thread in the chat and it's, okay, you said that Charleston smashed Tampa, but Mikey is saying that, okay, but El Paso smashed Tampa. And then Harry is saying, okay, but El Paso smashed Lou City. So there's this whole thread.
El Paso smashed Lou City, not Tampa, I think is it.
Oh, that is correct.
It was a correction there.
Well, yes. Okay. Well, it's a nice little thread of boom, this team beats this team beats this team. High expectations. So that draw is looking a bit better right now. Yes.
To be fair, they had a very depleted squad for that game. A lot of serious first team candidates.
Well, and also going back to our topic about, hey, is the break worth or not? Seeing back in the chat as well, a lot of the chat once again disagreeing with me, siding with you, saying the break is good to work on stuff, glaring need. Mikey saying injuries, Lambert would have been out. Everyone's saying the same thing. I respect that. And maybe it's something to get right. Maybe the team just needed a bit of a refresh. And if you need a refresh, make sure to head on down to Circle K. They got everything you need. We love working with them. The team loves working with them as well. I actually saw something tweeted from their main account yesterday. They're doing a whole thing where they're trying to nominate soccer parents, and they're giving out tickets to Saturday's match, doing a whole really cool efforts with them. So gotta love to see that. I remember as a young lad in Tucson, Arizona, playing soccer tournaments on the weekends and stopping by at Circle K.
Saying Tucson's not going to get you any.
I'm not trying to. I'm just stating a fact. If anything, Tucson's a deterrent for those who may be there. But I digress. But yes, I'm familiar with Circle K. My mom, shout out my mom, great soccer parent, giving me Circle K and all that stuff during the breaks in between tournaments. You can go to Circle K. They got all the great stuff. Iced coffee for just $1.89. Polar Pops, Red Bulls, packs of them, 3 for $8. Red Bulls, Monster energy drinks, 3 for $6. All kinds of great stuff. You got the snack cart, which producer Jacob is wheeling in here. Anything from the trolley? No, nothing from me. Nothing from me, sir.
I'm good for the minute. I've got my beer.
We appreciate
We did
you.
a really bad job of stocking this.
Okay,
just like your
no.
beer fridge.
Oh my gosh. This man just literally wiped out 2 insults in one, and they're both partners during this break. How dare you? But don't be like Jacob and insulting me for not having a Circle K refresh cart. Get some
Jacob,
for yourself.
Jacob, be very careful about this. The more that you insult Max, the more you're going to be having the chat asking you to join the show.
Gosh darn it. No. Don't be like me and apparently not restocking the snack cart. Get some for yourself. Make sure you're not missing out on anything and be stocked up all March long. Head to circlek.com/store-locator. Again, that's circlek.com/store-locator to find Circle K's near you and get some delicious stuff, especially ahead of Rising, that tailgating, fuel on snacks, everything. And by the way, head on out to Four Peaks. Love them. I'm drinking the Golden Lager today for those who celebrate opening day and beer drinking. Owen, what are you drinking, sir?
I've got the Sunsbury because I was told that the Sunsbury needed drinking. So
not going to
let these go to waste.
Also, that
there was no wow
Mikey,
in the
I did not
fridge.
get his wow.
Get the wow.
I am of course failing now at 2 different partners at restocking because apparently I restock things around here. It's my job.
Where's the
apparently.
wow, Max? Where's the
okay,
wow?
I'll give you a wow.
Restocking is one thing.
Okay.
You're the one that coordinates getting the wow in the building.
Oh, how dare you? Oh, how dare you? All right, I see how it is. Well, wow is my reaction to all this animosity. But don't be like these guys. You can hang on out at Four Peaks.
You're even getting stick for being from Tucson in the chat now, Max.
Oh, okay, you're from Tucson. Yes, Mikey, I'm from Tucson, but I left, my guy. I left Tucson. I got out. Anyway, be better than me, apparently. Be with our friends at Four Peaks at their 8th Street pub for the NFL draft. Cardinals had the 3rd pick there, doing all kinds of great stuff. We're going to be out there with all kinds of specials, more to come. But the best place to take in that moment is at the Four Peaks 8th Street pub on the draft, April 27th. You must be 21 years or older to enjoy responsibly. Goodness gracious, you guys can't even let me get through my advertising reads, my pride and joy, because you guys just, gosh darn it, you bring me down because you're not letting me restock things. How dare you? Don't be like these guys. Support our partners. Appreciate you guys. Actually, that's why, because everyone was supporting the partners so much, we were out of a restock. Wow.
I would like to support the partners.
Of course.
Much harder when you don't restock.
How dare you?
He's got a good point.
All right, let's move.
Let's talk.
Let's
though,
move the
actually,
heck on.
one thing here. Pat has
here
put
we
in
go.
here. No, serious football
Okay,
talk now.
okay,
Don't worry.
okay.
He was worried I was about to bully him again, but it's okay. We got some serious football talk.
I'm
in
never
here. Pat
worried.
Moses saying, "I think the key is Rising needs to get one in the first 20 minutes, get the crowd rocking, give the boys some belief." I actually would tend to agree. I think that Rising's key for this game is that they need to be more clinical in the final third
And early. I'm no statistician, but count on less than one
There's
hand
a lot of
the
things
number.
that you're not, Max.
Yeah, well, that's fair, but count on less than one hand the number of goals that Rising has scored in the first half of this season. That's a big old goose egg, folks. That's a fact.
We've only scored 1 goal this season.
Yes,
Max.
and it was in the second half. So
Yeah.
am I wrong? Am I wrong?
We can count to 1.
Chat, tell me I'm wrong. You'd be wrong if you did. But yes, I agree. Start clinical. And it's not just scoring the goals, which is obviously helpful to winning games, but it is being a bit more attacking. I think, right, we saw the first match. It was a lot of slow buildup, playing out the back. Okay, second match, a lot more better within that buildup. Final ball was lacking just a tad, but they're still getting more shots on. I think you're playing the same team twice. It's very hard to beat a team twice, especially in this short of a span. I like Rising's chances purely because of that. And then you also factor in the home crowd, which is going to be electric. Again, we're going to hype that up. Got a gas up segment. It's not a Circle K read, but we are going to gas them up in the final segment.
That home crowd is going to be electric. I was told earlier today over 9,000 tickets are already sold for that game.
That's a lot. That's a lot of tailgating.
A lot of tickets.
It's a lot of burrs. A lot of everything. Yes. Super exciting. You want to talk about the home openers through the years?
Yeah, we're going to talk a bit about the home openers through the years. And what we decided actually going into this segment is that we're gonna really cause some issues here for our good friend Max. Max, we appreciate you, but
there's always a but. That's okay.
I'm gonna test your knowledge of
Chat,
Phoenix Rising.
Chat, help me out.
Home openers, and chat, feel free to play along at home as well. So we've got 2 questions for you, and I need you to guess as many of these as you possibly can.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to start the first one. So Phoenix Rising has played quite a few home openers now under the name Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, okay. Fair distinction.
The last time that they lost a home opener was back in 2017. The very first one under the name Phoenix Rising. They lost that game to Toronto FC2. They lost it by a scoreline of 1-0. But Max, how many of the starting 11 from that day can you name? 2017
dude.
Phoenix Rising home opener. I want to know, how many can you name?
Oh man, dude. It's tough because that was the year I
we got a countdown going. Let's go.
Oh no, that makes it so much worse. I'm sweating a bit. Okay. Okay. All right. Give me. All right, starters. Starting 11.
Yeah, give me literally one of them to start you even.
Kev Lambert.
Kev Lambert was not with the team at that time. Congratulations, you got the first one
We're
wrong.
Off to a horrible start.
Right.
Okay, don't get gold here. Is that Waz back then?
Was an unused substitute for that game.
Darn it!
You got another one wrong, Max.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Okay. Well,
You're getting the buzzer now.
That's just rude.
You still haven't named one of them.
Okay, we're getting it. Solo was on the team.
Solo wasn't with the team.
That's what I was saying. He wasn't on the team. I was thinking out loud. It was not an answer. It wasn't an answer. Unbelievable.
Are you going to cheat by asking the chat what is put up there?
Go Peter Ramage.
Peter Ramage is one of them. Yes, well done. Don't give him claps for that. He's taking them from the chat.
Sean Wright Phillips.
Sean Wright Phillips is another one. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go feeling Omar Bravo.
Omar Bravo did indeed start up top in that game.
Doing pretty darn good. Thank you there, Mike. Appreciate your help. Oh my gosh, man. Dude, it's so... Oh my gosh. Was that 6 years ago? Holy heck.
It's a while ago.
It's a while ago.
You'll know some of these names. You're going to kick yourself.
I am going to kick myself. I was going to say, because I was like, I already swung out on a couple of them. Dude.
You got to work out because some of these are right and some of these are wrong. Actually, in the chat,
I know. No, I know. I see that. That's why I'm not relying on the chat wholeheartedly. No, dude. Gosh darn it. How many am I at? 3 or 4?
You're at 3. You got 3 of the 11.
That's not bad, man. That's not bad for if we're talking
mediocre.
All right. Well, yeah. Hey.
Are you giving up or are we carrying on?
No, let's carry on. I don't want to bog down.
Give me some more. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Let's go. Oh, dude. Gosh darn it. No, dude, I'm stalling. I'm tapping out.
Well, the chat got quite a few of them, but here's what we'll go.
I don't trust the chat.
Goalkeeper was Josh Cohen.
Oh, wow.
The back line, you said Peter Ramage, but you missed out Victor Vasquez.
Okay.
JJ Greer.
That's fair.
As Pat brought up there.
That's a fair shot.
Cody Wakasa, as Pat also brought up there. In the midfield, Matt Watson. You mentioned Sean Wright Phillips, Luke Rooney, Mike Seth, and Jason Johnson. And then Omar Bravo, of course, the starting centre forward, as you mentioned. Alessandro Rigi, Andrew Gray, and Chris Cortez off the bench. The other unused substitutes we mentioned was earlier Uchenna Uzo, Blair Gavin, and Romelio Hernandez.
Dear gosh.
So that's the 18 from that game.
I'm not too great. Chat, thank you, kind of.
Should we throw him under the bus one more time? We've got one more question for him.
Chat, you can say no. Chat, I'll just take one no.
Throw him under the bus.
No,
right.
chat, literally
Max,
one person says no and we won't do it.
There are a
please.
total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players that have scored in a Phoenix Rising home opener since 2017. How many of the 13 can you name?
Okay.
You ready? Let's go.
You said 13 different players.
13 different players, yeah.
Oh, dear gosh. Okay. I'm going to do some low-hanging fruit here. Drogba?
Didier Drogba has not scored
oh my
in a Phoenix Rising home opener. Can we get the buzzer, please, Jacob?
Tough. How about... No, I don't want the buzzer. How about Chris Cortez? It's a good shout.
Chris Cortez, good shout.
I like that. No, he's...
Scored against OKC. Oh, no.
I'm also... No, I'm going to go unconventional. I'll take Kev Lambert.
Kev Lambert. Is he in my list?
It seems like an unconventional one.
He has, yeah.
Seems like a good shout. Give me. Oh gosh. Did Santi score? Santi Moar?
He has, yes.
Santi Moar. Okay.
He's actually one of the, I believe, the only player to score both for and against Phoenix Rising.
But that's a good shot by Mike. But I like Baquero.
Baquero, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Dude, this you guys making this tough. What about? Oh, dude. Give me. What about? Why do I feel like Joey Calistri is in there somewhere? No?
No,
kind of a random shout?
Joey Calistri. So what have you got so far? You gave me Chris Cortez. You gave me John Baquero, Santi Moa, Kev Lambert.
I mean, I guess so. That's a good shot by Pat. Solo is a little hanging fruit.
Solomon Asante. I can't believe it took you this long to get Solomon Asante.
Because I was deterred
Solomon
by him not starting. You threw me off by
Indeed.
the 2017 question.
Solomon Asante actually is the highest scoring player in Phoenix Rising home openers and the only one to do so in 3 separate
How many
openers.
does he have in home openers?
4 goals. He scored 1
nice.
against OKC, 2 penalties against New Mexico in Hurricane style, and he scored against Portland Timbers 2 in 2020.
That is just a tough shot right there with the Hurricane jab. Wow, this is really, you guys put me under the fast one, under the cosh, as they say. I'll
give you hints for 2 of the remaining ones.
Please hit me.
One of them scored a hat trick in the home opener he scored in, and the other one I've got here has scored in 2 separate home openers. Those are 2 of the remaining ones. Is a fair few more who've scored 1 goal in the home opener. So who would have scored a hat trick in a home opener?
I like the shot of JJ from Pat Moses.
Jason Johnson.
Yes.
He's not one of those 2 that I was giving you hints at, but he is a home opener scorer. He scored against New Mexico in 2019.
Dude,
he scored
Patrick
the
one is probably
equalizing goal.
Patrick one is probably incredibly low hanging fruit, but my mind's mush, dude. It's been a week. Who's the hattie?
The hat trick, Rufat Dadashov.
Okay, I know why now.
With a hat trick against Portland Timbers 2 in 2020, that last game before the shutdown for COVID.
Oh gosh, that's not fair. It doesn't even count.
The other player who scored in 2 separate home openers. Any guess?
Can I get a position?
Nah, it gives it away too much.
Ooh.
I'm giving you a clue already.
Oh, stop. Pass.
Aiden Quinn.
It was it. All right, I saw
Aiden Quinn. The chat brought him up.
They did.
Some of the others you will probably kick yourself when you hear. Arturo Rodriguez scored in last year's home opener. Greg Hurst scored in last year's home opener. And another one that you probably wouldn't have gotten, to be fair, but I wonder how many of our chat would have gotten this as well. Manuel Madrid scored in that home opener. And the remaining 2 then both scored against Portland Timbers 2 in 2020. They are Junior Flemings and Lagos Kunga. Lagos Kunga, of course, coming off the bench to get a goal late in that game.
Interesting.
What do you think you did there, Max?
Oh, I did not do well.
You did not do well on either of those. So Max here, I'm sorry. It's poor.
Yeah, that's fair.
You've let us down.
I would say it's rubbish. Yeah. If I let you down, it's kind of on you guys. Chad could have done better. That's why I'm turning this right back at you. You let me down. Didn't really give me enough great answers there. Did help a bit, so thank you. But again, my brain is mush. It's been a week. So yeah, that's what I got. See Devin here with L Jersey Max. It's honestly fair, man. I'm not I like the looks. It's the aesthetic is more of it. But yeah, that's about all I got. It's a nice maroon color.
It's the L there to go with the result from the quiz.
It's fitting. Well, man, I was tough. I really would have liked to Google it, which I should have done, but alas, I didn't. Maybe I just need to unwind, and I'll do that by taking some OGs. Our great friends at OGs, they got the happy balance to really help me balance things out after such a disastrous performance. A nice mix of THC to really allow me to unwind and de-stress, but also the CBD just to get the body moving in there. So the whole body feel, I love that. Their Happy Balance gummies are live on the shelves. So we're going to be doing some great things with them. Buds of Palooza coming up around the corner. That's just a little Easter egg. So check them out at the shelves again at ogsbrands.com. You must be 21 years or older. to enjoy, and appreciate you guys in the chat. There are a handful of you who are diehards, much to my chagrin, because, well, you guys are just always on our shows and giving me a hard time. I do love you guys nonetheless. If you want to become a diehard today, check out PHNXLocker.com to grab your membership, receive exclusive content, discounts on all our events and merch, access to our Discord chats, all of that stuff. Pat already saying OGs might have been the cause of that performance. Cannot confirm or deny. Might have been. Maybe it was the Four Peaks. Maybe it was a bit of everything. But hey, we move on. Appreciate y'all for, I don't even want to say supporting me, but, well, guess it could have gone worse. Well, let's quickly
Real question, Max,
Oh,
was how
boy.
would you compare your performance to Rising's performance in San Diego?
I think Rising at least showed some promise. I'll be
That's fair.
I'll be
That's
adequate.
That's fair.
I think my performance was very dilapidated and foggy, and Rising's I don't think was that. So
It's worth noting, of course, that Phoenix Rising have won their last 3 home openers.
you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Hmm.
Even last year, when they were very mediocre overall, they won that game quite handedly
I like that.
in the first half, at least, against Monterey Bay FC.
There we go.
So
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But
Okay,
should we talk a little bit around what's been happening elsewhere in USL?
let's touch on some key results. Yes.
Let's have a look at some of those key results. It was, of course, a game midweek this week. 0-0 draw. FC Tulsa against Pittsburgh. That game took place on Tuesday night. Elsewhere, besides that, you had Louisville City losing 3-0 at home to El Paso. I know the chat were hopping in there. Louisville had quite a few players missing, but that's still a very big surprise. I think most of us were pretty strong on Louisville's chances going into that game. But hey, Charleston Battery, of course, again, we mentioned this one earlier, 3-0 over at Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Mm-hmm.
That one, a couple of red cards in there for the bench. Tampa Bay's one coach. All I'm saying is if anyone has any question marks, go back and watch the broadcast and you see this guy a good 4 yards onto the pitch. The coach.
Not great.
That would be why he got sent off. But there we go. Orange County 2-2 with Las Vegas Lights.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest one, if we're not looking at the game that we talked about earlier with Sacramento and San Diego,
Yep.
I'm going to go with Oakland Roots. Oakland Roots yet again having their home opener called off. It's the second time this has happened in 3 years because of issues with the field.
It's pretty tough.
And apparently what happened there in Oakland is the college team that owns that stadium wanted
Yes.
to redo their turf. Didn't give the infill enough time to set.
Seriously?
And
Okay.
so when Oakland Roots went to put their turf on top of this, it sunk in parts.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not flat. It was not a safe playing surface. They've actually had to move their game for this upcoming weekend. They're playing New Mexico this coming weekend. They've had to move that to CSU East Bay.
Oh,
They can't play at Laney College at the moment. So
interesting.
no idea when they're going to be able to play at Laney College. The word out of Oakland is they're just waiting game by game. They're going to take it week at a time and see when they can move back there. But yeah, that's not ideal. That's not ideal.
You think a team named Roots, they'd have a bit better handle on their field. Am I right? Am I right?
At least it's not the old Rayo OKC field that they had initially. That was the jigsaw field.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I love a good base. Always love a good, well, how's it comparison to a nice baseball diamond?
Mhm.
Always got to love that.
I think the other interesting game that sticks out though this coming weekend for me is Tampa Bay Rowdies. They lost that last game big last weekend. Can they bounce back? They're hosting Birmingham Legion. Legion being a side that have really not been too bad this year, to be fair to them. Okay, they beat Hartford, they beat Tulsa, they beat Pittsburgh. They are 3 games, 3 wins.
Yep.
Can they keep this going? That's an interesting one for me. But of course, the game that we really care about,
It's the last one
the last
of the
one
weekend.
of the night, and
right,
that means that for
let's go.
half an hour at the end of the day, it'll be the only game being played in USL Championship.
Let's go. We're talking about this one, baby. April 1st, 2023.
No
at
joke.
7.
Unlike Indy 11 and their ongoing.
Hey-o.
You seen their April Fool's joke?
Oh gosh, no.
They're claiming that they're going to have QR codes on the back of their jerseys instead of numbers.
That is.
That's an April Fool's joke.
That better be. That's terrifying. Anyway,
They would never get away with
well,
that.
no.
So, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but we've also seen teams attempt. Let's just say that the rules teams have tried to bend them. Anyway, Okay.
Naming no names. Sorry.
Knowing no names. You know who you are.
Antonio fan in the chat here.
You know who you are. All right. This home opener. It's at 7:30. It is the latest. Is the only one at 7:30. It's the latest kickoff of Saturday. All other matches will pretty much be finished right after the stroke of halftime, probably around the 56 minute, whatever. So all eyes are going to be on this. It's the primetime spot. It is amazing. You have how many tickets again? We say sold?
Over 9,000 tickets already sold. Very few remain at this point.
Over 9,000 tickets
They actually
sold.
shifted over 600 yesterday alone.
600 tickets, folks.
So
in
at
one.
this point,
Let's
I think
go.
it's safe to say, if this isn't a sellout, it is going to be very, very close.
Let's pack this mother. Okay. I mean, man, you're just hyped. And I think this is something, there's just so much going on throughout the city. You see the light rail being wrapped in rising colors. They put out the video today with tailgating, which we already knew was a thing. But as a welcome gift, they are already waiving all parking fees for Saturday's match. So packing the place, go by light rail, go by tailgating, and park your car for free there. It's going to be amazing, man. I mean, I think I saw your tweets earlier and it was really cool how, man, we always get super like excited and you romanticize this sport a bit, but really something about, again, a home opener, but really like a whole new era of a community where you get to see it in home and in person. That's exciting, man.
It's a whole new era for this club.
amazing.
I think that just being able to play in Phoenix after those 2 years down at Wildhorse Pass where I think, quite frankly, we have to be real, it was a big flop.
Yeah.
There were a variety of reasons for that. The relationship with the reservation was just not good.
Yep.
It was not good, and that caused serious problems for Phoenix Rising in terms of what they could offer to fans, all kind of things like that. Then you come back here and you've suddenly got playing in Phoenix, public transport connections. There's going to be free to use. You've got dollar beer nights are back. Obviously not this Saturday, but Wednesday dollar beer nights are back.
Yep. I mean, it's a stretch of like, wow. It's just crazy that we've been building this up and we now get, what is it, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, two matches in a span of 5 days, and one of them's a dollar beer night. But that's
first
why
I'm intrigued how the pitch is going to hold up.
But
because that's always a challenge. But
this first one's amazing. I mean,
see.
right? I saw Pat's comment in the chat. 10,000 on Saturday. Yeah, it's not a bad show. 2,000 for an Open Cup game a couple years later.
I think.
Especially with dollar beer nights, I completely agree.
I think it's not going to be 10,000 on Wednesday for the Open Cup. It never will be, but I think that you will get a reasonable,
especially with all the different access going on and just what's out there. But hey, I don't want to get too far out of things with Wednesday. We had a game to discuss and predict for Saturday.
Oh no, I gotta predict.
I want your scores.
Oh, no.
And I want yours first. And I don't need a fence. I want a definitive result. None of this rising will score a goal. I want an answer. I want an answer.
Although while I do that, can we just enjoy Devon's comment here? Just
Phoenix Rising light rail paint all over.
Phoenix Rising painting the light rail in rising colors and rising players. Alternatively, New Mexico United back in the day when they decided to put their players on solid waste trucks.
Yeah, baby.
Something about New Mexico United.
Metaphors.
Trash. But Phoenix Rising, yeah, I'm gonna go with.
You already have a mic, but I want to put in both mics, please.
2-2. I'm gonna go 2-2. I'm not going for the win.
Boo this man!
But I think
boo this man in the chat, everyone.
I think Phoenix Rising, here's what'll happen. They'll take a lead. Give up 2 goals, and then there'll be a reasonably late second half equalizer in a way that will feel like a win.
Jacob, why are you playing a clapping emoji? What are we doing?
Jacob is broken. Our producer
Jacob
is broken.
Jacob's broken. No, this man's crazy. Okay. The chat, Pat, you're saying 3-2. Digoli 2-1 Rising. Give me 3-1 Rising.
Roddy's ambitious.
How we're gonna get to 3 goals, I don't know, but it's gonna happen. Give me 3-1. You can hammer that in on the BetMGM Sportsbook, my friends. Do that. But yes, hammer that. It's gonna be an amazing time. Give me 3-1. I'll even give you. You know what? I don't even go so far. I'm not gonna give you all the scores, But I will say this, Manuel Arteaga, you're bagging a goal. That's right. Take it to the bank. Yes, I got that.
He's going with Manuel Arteaga to get his first goal of the season.
Yep, I like it.
You like it?
I do. Give me that.
You like
it? Would you like to predict any of your 2 goal scorers for Rising?
Jackson Conway.
That's a fair shout. Also, I will also say I'm also going to say
Federico Varela.
You know what? I'll also say Jackson Conway for sure. Yeah, I like that. Give me both number 9s.
You like him?
I love
it.
I love it.
We like him. We like him.
Oh, and Fede. All right.
I'm going Fede. Yeah, I like Fede.
I don't know who's Tyler's booing, but yeah, he's booing one of us.
Booing
That's
me
okay.
for the draw, probably.
I think so. He's a little delayed on the boo, but we'll take it. I'll take a delayed boo. Better late than never. Okay, I see. Ooh, Trejo getting one. I like that shout.
Yeah,
I like that shout.
I can see it.
Okay. Well, interesting. I want to see some more scores. I've only seen 2 score lines from the chat. Please. Curious. I think this match is also going to be very chippy because you got to think.
Yeah.
Energy is running stupid high with everyone. I'm going to go on a limb. At least 5 yellows.
5 yellows.
5 yellows. At least 5 yellows total, not just Rising. Easily 5 yellows.
Easy.
Please, someone tell me that. Give me a number higher than that. I dare you. More than 5 yellows, I'm open to it. But it's going to be at least 5 yellows.
Easy.
Chad, give me a yellows prediction as well, please.
It feels like an odd one that we're predicting yellow cards.
It is, but I think it's worth it for this match.
But I mean, yeah, if you want to take that 6 yellow cards in the last meeting between these 2 sides, so yes, yeah, 5 yellows, easy.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else from this match? Any other fair predictions? We got Rising 5, Loyal 0 from Harry. That's what we love
fan
to see.
is in the chat.
We love
Rising
to see that.
5 on San Diego.
My
you know what?
guy.
You know what? If San Antonio can believe, we can believe too. Thanks, Harry.
Man, I don't even know how to better end than that. Both teams end with 10 men.
Thank you, Pat.
Pat Moses is rooting for chaos. I would love to see
you think that San Diego will have 10 this time?
That's a far improvement from 8. Here we go. Yeah. All right, Harry.
I'm sure. Don't worry. San Diego fans will be, I'm sure, stalking Elton Garcia's LinkedIn likes after this game.
Oh, dear
seen
gosh.
That before.
Yes. Well, I love that. It's a great way to end. Is Harry Rising needs to come out and I'm assuming come out strong. Yes, completely agree. Show up early. Show up to tailgating. Come hang with us. We are also going to be there, by the way, very early.
Swing around.
We want to hang out with you while you guys are tailgating. Come say hi. What's up? Come say hi to me. All of my fans in the chat who adore and admire me, please come say hi.
You can do the ads live in person.
I can.
As well.
But I was doing that at the kid reveal, and Mikey loved it.
And pat
he loved it
on the back. Don't worry.
Oh no,
he'll do it.
There's no Pat Moses is on the back for me. Hey-oh, see what I did there? All right.
There we go. The pat on the back.
On that note, let's get the heck out of here.
Well, one more thing to plug.
Yes,
remember, we will be heading to the stadium tomorrow morning, actually, to chat with Bobby Dooley, to chat with Juan Guerra and some players. Make sure to follow the PHNX Rising Twitter account, PHNX __ Rising.
Double underscores, double the fun.
He's stealing my line.
I did it.
But yeah, double the underscores, double the fun. Follow us on Twitter. We'll have updates from that tomorrow.
Yes,
morning,
we will have updates tomorrow. And reminder, we will be going live after the match ends. Kickoffs at 7:30. As you know, follow us along for updates when we're going live after the match. But it's going to be one heck of a show. But yes, follow us. Stay tuned on PHNX __ Rising. Until then, hang with us. Appreciate you guys. You can follow me.
You're gonna bring him beers?
What? No, we almost got out of this.
You're gonna buy beers.
We almost got out of this freaking podcast without anyone promising beer.
Max, you're gonna buy beers?
We're not gonna. No,
you're gonna buy beers.
You can follow me at Max David Simpson,
and you can ask him
Twitter.
for beers on there as well.
You won't. You won't. You can follow me at Max David Simpson on Twitter. You can follow
Max
him.
Just plugged his Twitter twice.
You can follow him at OJ Evans 18. You can follow producer Jacob at Jacob Franklin 4.
Close enough.
Jacob Frank 4.
Jacob _ Franklin 4.
You know what? He's pity follow. All right. Anyway, don't follow him. I take it back. All right. Until then, appreciate you guys. Let's get the heck out of here. See you on Saturday.
He'll buy you a beer.
No. All right. Goodbye. Let's get out.